Welcome back to the Mad Spiderverse. I'm Mad Spidey. Thank you once again for tuning into my channel. Today's video is going to be a pop vinyl haul. So, as I always say, I'll just drop boxes everywhere. Not that. As I always say, my boy Andrew down at Pop Toys, down in Moorabbin, eastern suburbs, southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, always hooks me up. Always just shoots me a message, says, look, this is coming in, do you want it, yes or no, or I'll put this aside for you, just send me some cash, and then obviously, yeah, come and grab it when you can. So I haven't been down. Like most times, I wait till it accumulates a little bit, instead of going down for like 1 or 2 pops like every week or every second week or whichever. Usually wait about a month, 2 months, then go down, pick up a pile, do a haul, and show you guys what I actually got. So let's get stuck into it. We'll do the couple of little small ones first. These ones are a little bit silly, but you know they're going to be, when they're the small ones, they're always going to be something Spider-Man orientated. So they did a limited edition, or special edition, whatever you want to call it, Spider-Man for Valentine's Day. It's a little bit silly, but it's Spider-Man, so you know I'm going to buy it. Being the completist or attempted completist. But yeah, there's the back of the box. So something a little bit goofy, but buy it anyway. This one's even worse. It's basically, I suppose you could call it an Easter Spider-Man. It's pretty much a chocolate Spider-Man. You can see the foil around him that's been peeling off. As I said, it's a bit silly, but they did do a, by the looks of it, they did a Captain America one as well. You can see there's Easter eggs down there, so yeah. Easter special edition, I suppose. But yeah, as I said, it's goofy, but it's Spider-Man, so I just get it anyway. Alright, so the next 3 boxes are all the comic cover boxes, or the ones that have the comic cover pops in it. The comic covers are really cool. I was like, I'll only get the Spider-Man ones, but then I got into it early, and I was like, I'm going to get every single Marvel one. Probably a dumb idea, saying I always said as soon as I started collecting pops, stick to Spider-Man only, or Spider-Man orientated stuff. So obviously they've done other characters that have been Venomized pops. I'm like, that's still Spideyverse related, I'll still get those. That's probably a bit of a stretch, but I did it anyway. Comic covers, I'm like, yeah, I really like them, and I'm like, some of them are really cool, some of them been alright. There's some really cool ones in here, and there's some ones that I'm like, do I really need to get it? The completist, the completionist. Yeah, anyway, let's get stuck into them again. Show you what I picked up. There's one in here that I absolutely love. But pretty much, yeah, the comic cover ones, if you haven't seen them before, they're literally, as you can see, they're a fairly long box. They're actually a hard plastic. They generally will have a comic cover behind. It's not an actual comic, it's just a print of the cover that relates to. So this one here is Gambit from the 90s X-Men 1, or the 90s series of X-Men, which is, once again, probably quite relevant at the moment, obviously, because of X-Men 97 being released at the moment. But yeah, there's a cool looking Gambit in his sort of 90s outfit from the Jim Lee run. So very, very cool. There is a Spider-Man one in here. So this is Spider-Man number 1. Now, this was the first cameo appearance of Cindy Moon, who obviously becomes Silk. So that would have been volume 3, I think, of Amazing Spider-Man. So as you can see, like the actual cover of the comic He's unmasked, so they've done an unmasked version of the Pop. So once again, very, very cool. Now this is definitely got to be one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites that have been released. So you got the original Ghost Rider #1. So it's in the style of the Volume 2, the Danny Ketch stuff, but they did these as a Johnny Blaze one. And yeah, it is very, very cool. So there's the Pop there. Looks like a bit of a cheesy grin on his face. But yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, so that's definitely been one of my favorites that they've released. That is a super cool one. Alright, so that's one box down. Alright, let's see what's in the next one. Alright, so we've got a Deadpool one. Now, the thing is, though, I can't actually tell what the comic cover is. If you know in the comments, please let me know, because they've actually done a virgin cover, basically, in the background. Does it say on the back? Yes, it doesn't even say on the back what it actually is. So, if anybody recognises the cover, please let me know. It's obviously from one of the Deadpool comics, I would assume, but it's a virgin thing. So generally they do them trade dress ones, so you know what the Pop relates to, but obviously not in this case. You can see him in a suit, like an actual tailored suit. Probably because it's on the you can see him, the bottom one there. So still it's pretty cool. Just get rid of that bit of cardboard. Yeah, now this is one of the ones that I normally probably wouldn't buy, but as I said, I'm getting all the Marvel ones. So the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I can't actually see an edition number or anything on the actual back to know, is it a #1 issue or anything like that. See, it says Women of Power or something down in the bottom right hand corner on the comic cover, but there you go, you get Squirrel Girl, and you can actually see a little squirrel right there. So once again, I'm not actually sure on the comic itself, but as I said, completionist, so I got it. Here's another one. And I sort of looked at this, and you'll see another one a little bit later. But this is X-Men #4. So X-Men #4 is the first appearance of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Also the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. But this one's a Magneto one. As you see, you look at the mask, looks very, very close together. So I think that's probably a little bit too close, but I think there is another Magneto in here. I reckon the mask actually looks a little bit better on that one, but yeah, I suppose looking at the comic cover, it does look quite close together as well. So maybe it's just more to sort of keep it in line with the actual comic itself and the cover design. So there is another box done. Last box of comic covers. Get rid of that cardboard. Alright. One of my favourite X-Men stories, and also a comic cover, or a comic itself, that's actually on my wish list. I never see this book here. Unfortunately, I want to get it one of these days, but it is Wolverine, but from the Uncanny X-Men issue 141, the Days of Future Past storyline. So I definitely need to get that comic at some point. If I can actually find it. Ugh. Excuse me. So, very, very cool indeed. Yeah, so now this is the one that I was talking about. So this is another X-Men #1 from the 90s Jim Lee series with Magneto. But the actual mask looks I reckon it looks a little bit better than what it did from the other one. The other one just looked like the gap was too small. So that one definitely looks a lot better. And lucky last, I know my boy Simple Simon, even though he's not a Marvel guy or a Spider-Man guy, I know he likes Spider-Punk. So we have a Spider-Punk one. He's got his guitar and that. I could just see Mr. Freaky Louie cosplaying inside a life-size version of this. That would be very cool. But yeah, there's a Spider-Punk, and I'm assuming that's like Spider-Punk #1 or something like that. Once again, it's got trade dress, but it doesn't have any like Marvel symbol or what issue it is or anything like that. So, but still very, very cool indeed. So that will do for this particular video. I know pops aren't everybody's thing. You know, it gets to a certain point, even for me, where it's like, do I really need it anymore? But as I said, I end up being a completionist with things, even though I never complete anything. But I like to try at least. But yeah, it's cool anyway. So anyway, that'll do for this particular video. Hope you enjoyed it. Do all the usual YouTube stuff. You know, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment if you want to. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.